Hey kinfolk, Brian here with the Bearded Axe, and I am done with my 15-mile hike. And so there's two reviews that are going to go down here. One is the idea for the sole that I glued on, and the other for the boot. So I'm going to start with the sole. It was a bad idea, and sometimes you don't know it's a bad idea until you try it out and you really test it out thoroughly. And just acknowledging that it's not it's just a bad idea, and don't throw away a lot of time and effort trying to make it into a better idea when it really doesn't have a good leg to stand on, pun intended. Yeah, the reason why is because one, the soles are really heavy. The glue added the weight, and the soles themselves are pretty heavy. I like the aggressive tread, but I hate the heel. I really do. I'm kind of a heel striker a lot, and you know, this is more for toes. And I wish the heel wasn't there. My foot is just flat on the ground. I really would prefer that, and you can't really find Vibrams or, you know, an aggressive tread like that anywhere. I couldn't anyway. If you guys could find them and you know about them, then post them down in the comments below, and I would love to know about them and maybe try those out. But overall, this idea did not work, and it's coming off. It actually, I would trip on stuff all the time because it just looks so, I mean, I would think that my foot would be up high enough, and it wouldn't, and it would hit like a rock or a root or something. I would kind of trip. The heel itself ended up having a bit more leverage to roll my ankle, and even provide enough leverage to get my heel to slip in the boot itself. And that's another flaw that I saw with it. Overall, bad idea. Moving on. Now, onto the boot. Now, I think the boot is okay, but it could really use some improvements. Let me tell you why. Okay, so that heel ended up getting my foot to slide a bit. That wouldn't have happened if they had some of the designs from their other shoes where it kind of comes up and cups the heel with the sole itself. It, like, literally the sole goes underneath the whole shoe, obviously, but it would continue up and they would sew it onto the back. And that's a brilliant idea. And I love my 3-toggle boots, of which I did a review a year ago, and the link's down in the description. But ultimately, I really like that idea, and I kept my heel in the boot. This doesn't have that. It does have some reinforcement in there, but it's like a little piece of leather that's stitched in, and it doesn't really work. I mean, if you're gonna go that route, put a little plastic insert, something a bit more rigid than just a thin piece of leather, because that's just not working. The other thing is that I was really cranking down on the straps to keep my foot in and really test this out, be rough on it, and the strap broke because it's just a thin piece of leather here that's holding it in place. And these buckles probably could have gone with a little bit more intense leather, or a thicker leather, something a bit more durable to keep it in place. And this wasn't really held in place like it should have. And I think it could definitely improve in that department. If I was to give this a grade, I would overall give it about a C. Give it a C. It's passable, but it definitely could use some improvements. Again, the heel didn't keep my foot in place, and the strap busted on it. It did hold my foot down. I really felt secure. You're gonna need a felt insert with some wool socks to keep your foot solid into that boot, and that'll definitely go a long way. And ultimately, it's a C. Like I said, it could definitely use some improvements. Don't use this heel. I think next time I'm going to get a hiking shoe that's just worn out, and but the sole's still good. I'm gonna cut off the top and then glue it onto the bottom because it's much lighter. It's the tread that I like, and overall, I think it'll operate the way I want it to, not like these Vibram soles. So yeah, that's basically all I got for you today, nerds. And yeah, if you guys have any boot recommendations, any medieval decorum shoes, Viking decorum shoes, post them down in the comments below, and I'll see what I can do about doing a review on those, and just kind of in the search of the ultimate shoe that I think that is the #1 shoe that you should always look out to go and grab. So yeah, if you liked it, click the like. Please subscribe, share, all that good stuff. It really does help the channel. And of course, that's all I got for you today, nerds. I'm going to send you home with a be humble, be helpful, and be honorable. Thank you for watching.